Hi, I'm Mark McKenna Little, and I have two requests before we start. First, for the next few minutes, can you take off that I already know that hat? I really don't care what you know. I care about what action you take. And second, I recommend that you focus solely on what I'm sharing with you. Turn off your email, the texts, the pings, the dings, the messaging, and just stay right here. There's no such thing as multitasking. And this content just might mean a major breakthrough with something that you know you need to improve and master. Something that will have an impact on both your business and your life. And what I have to say will be worth your time. Because you're at this page, I'm going to assume that you're a financial advisor who serves individuals and families, just like me. Now, no matter what your business model, for every financial advisor who serves individuals and families, there are three skills that you must master: finding potential clients, converting them into ideal clients, and then exceeding their expectations. Today, I want to talk to you about the first skill, finding potential clients. Now, this is also called lead generation. That's where it all begins. If you're not able to find lots of potential clients, figure out which ones are the most profitable, and then master the skill of having them want to sit down and talk business with you, well, then the other skills don't matter because you were cut off before you got as far as needing those skills. So I want to focus exclusively on lead generation right now. Mastering finding potential clients and becoming great at sitting down and discussing business with large numbers of the best ones. You know, I love talking about this. It's the first step on the road towards becoming known in your community and being different and better than other financial advisors. It's the first step in becoming the only game in town. So imagine this scenario. You're the owner of an incredibly successful business. You have just a handful of ideal clients who pay you a flat annual recurring fee to handle literally everything in their financial lives. And you have a team of subject matter experts in all areas of personal finance who work together to execute a written lifetime financial strategy for every client. And that strategy centers around achieving the client's goals. So your clients pay you far more than an ordinary advisor, and they're prepared to pay it because you provide an extraordinary client experience. Nobody else does what you and your team does for them. And your clients are so happy, they can't help but mention you and refer you to everyone that they know. They take over all your marketing for you, and before you know it, you have the most affluent members of your community who want you as their most trusted financial advisor. And ultimately, you're able to close your business to new clients, serving just a small community of ideal clients, but at an extraordinary level, with plenty of time and income left over to pursue your own interests and your own goals. Now that's called a lifestyle boutique business model, or maybe you don't want to stop accepting ideal clients at that point, so you hire a skilled financial advisor to take the lead, serving the new clients as they're introduced to you, and that way you don't close your business to new clients. You just keep accepting new ideal clients forever, and you hire new advisors to serve them. Now that's called the enterprise business model. So whether the lifestyle boutique or the enterprise business model appeals to you more, the bottom line is they both sound pretty good, right? The fuel for either engine is building a business that clients love and providing an extraordinary client experience they're motivated to share with the people that they know. Well, it's entirely within your reach, and you've taken the first step just by being here right now. For me, I had to resolve the significant problems that I had with all three phases of client acquisition. But right out of the gate, my biggest problem was with lead generation. To replicate how I broke records acquiring clients so quickly, you've got to split my career into two phases. before and after I cracked the code on lead conversion. Now, before I figured out lead conversion, that's when I mastered lead generation, and I added a ton of clients. I added 1,242 clients, yielding $388,000 per year in business revenue. And that's a lot. But after I figured out the lead conversion piece, by adding just 83 clients, I was able to yield from those 83 clients $1.6 million per year in recurring revenue. Now, I would never have been able to add so much revenue with so few clients if I hadn't mastered lead generation. That's the skill that makes Forward Motion possible with all client acquisition activities. If client acquisition were an engine, lead generation would be the fuel. So we're going to focus on lead generation, mainly because there's already a lot of great content out there for mastering lead conversion and client service. It already exists. Matter of fact, when it comes to client service, even I already offer tons of training content showing step-by-step how to exceed clients' expectations, including 2 flagship programs that I've got, one that's quite advanced and the other for financial advisors who are just starting out with our methods. But it's training on lead generation that's missing. And I've never documented how I totally cracked the code on meeting tons of potential clients in the first place. And you know what? My process is actually really simple. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go grab a notebook and a pen and fasten your seatbelts, because I'm going to give you my entire lead generation process right here, right now. So take some notes. All right. So the thing you have to understand is I'm going to give you this whole process in less than 10 steps. But what you need to know is that I ran 2 lead generation projects simultaneously. The internal referability project was with my existing clients, and the external referability project was to become known out in the community by my potential clients. You know, I honestly feel that you could beat my client acquisition record just by launching these 2 projects and simply following the steps that I'm going to outline for you right now. All right, number 1. My premise for the whole thing is that most of my clients already knew more people than I could possibly ever serve. Now, not every client knows that many people, but most clients. That was my premise. And you know what? I was right. Secondly, my goal was then to consistently impress my clients during each and every client progress meeting. Why? Well, in the hopes that they would share the experience with other people in their lives, even when I wasn't around to ask them for referrals. So I did not focus on providing services that I thought my clients needed. I mean, that's what the entire financial services industry does. They kind of force services on clients, but rather I focused on services clients themselves already wanted, services that they felt were missing in their life and were willing to pay the most for. So I invested the time required to understand what each client's expectations are. And then I shared those expectations with my team so that together we could continually brainstorm new and different ways to pleasantly surprise each and every one of my clients. So that's the internal referability project, plain and simple. Just keep brainstorming ways to impress clients until most of them begin sharing the stories with other people in their life without even being asked to do it. And that worked great. So the second project is external referability. That's lead generation project 2 of 2. And that's creating a positive reputation out in the community as someone who's highly competent and worthy of trust. So I basically set out to resolve my biggest client acquisition problem, which was
that very few of my potential clients even knew my name, much less knew what I do that's different and better than other financial advisors in my community. So I realized I'm mostly unknown to my potential clients. So I made the decision to get out of the office most days of the week. And so I began meeting with lots of new people. I joined committees, causes, and projects that already interested me. So I focused on developing relationships. And you know what? I never discussed business with anybody that I had just met in all these venues outside of my office until the other person asked first. I just simply focused on being a nice, likable person who added value in every single any venue that I chose to be in. So, bottom line is, I never used any sales scripts. I never used any appointment closing techniques, but rather I waited until people asked, "So Mark, what do you do?" Or in some cases, just developing relationships. They volunteered money issues that they were facing. And at that moment, I'd offer to schedule the initial client interview to sit down and talk business. But only if I saw some sign that that person might fit my ideal client profile. And guess what? That's it. That's my entire lead generation process in less than 10 steps. It's just these two projects. One to impress current clients so that they'd want to introduce me, and then the second project to become known out in the community among my potential ideal clients. I'm just saying, follow that process precisely, and your schedule is going to be filled with potential clients who want to meet and to discuss business with you. So before I move on, let's just pause for a minute and see what questions you've got. I mean, I think you could implement just based on what I've laid out so far. So I think the question I've got is, what obstacles do you see with all of this? What's still in your way after hearing what I did? I mean, are you crystal clear on how all of this worked now that I've laid it out? I mean, let's face it, could you fill your calendar with potential clients based on what I just outlined? And if not, why not? I mean, what more do you actually need to know at this point other than what I've just shared? So, I don't know. I mean, maybe you're wondering if I had some special advantage over other financial advisors, some little part of the story that I'm not telling you. I mean, maybe, did my family or I already know a bunch of multimillionaires that are giving me a boost on all of this? I mean, I didn't, but if that's your hang up about this method of acquiring clients, I actually could invest the time to prove to you that just the opposite was true, that I had many disadvantages that most financial advisors don't have. But if that's what's holding you back, let me know, and I'll walk you through all of that. Or maybe you just simply want more details about exactly what I did. Fine. What details do you want to know? Or maybe it's time management. Maybe you're curious how I was able to juggle my busy schedule. I mean, I was serving 1,242 clients after all. So how did I find enough time to get out of the office to interact with all these new potential clients? I'll tell you right now, just a couple of adjustments in my schedule actually opened up all the time that I needed to make this work. But is that your obstacle? Is that what you need to know more about? If so, let me know, and I'll lay all that out for you. I don't know. Maybe you're just simply wondering, wouldn't the traditional sales method just be quicker than all of this? Perhaps you're thinking, couldn't I just add clients more quickly if I used the various appointment setting scripts and closing techniques that trainers and financial advisor coaches usually promote? Well, maybe you can. But if that was true, then why has no one ever beaten my record? I mean, for most of my career, I was actually with a nationwide firm. So why did no one at my nationwide broker-dealer ever beat my annual production, my business revenue? I mean, if traditional sales methods worked better, well, then why was the number 2 financial advisor at this firm, at my firm, a distant second from me? Not even close. for many, many, many years, up until the end when when I went out on my own and started my own firm. Also, why hasn't any financial advisor in any of Bill Backrack's various training programs and coaching programs over the years never beaten my record either, before or after I met Bill? I mean, in all these years, why has nobody ever been consistently able to add ideal clients as quickly as I did? I mean, month after month, year after year, for years. And finally, I mean, myself, I've been working directly with financial advisors one-on-one since 2002. So if traditional sales techniques worked more quickly than my methods do, then since 2002, why has no financial advisor ever been able to add ideal clients as quickly as I have? Frankly, that's why I decided to stop now and document my lead generation process and create this course, because apparently there's nothing out there, at least nothing that works as quickly as this method that I used. So, frankly, I know lots of advisors who actually will beat my record so long as I don't overlook any detail of the process that I used. And that's my goal right now, is to find out what is it that's missing in this course to make sure that it's thorough. So now it's your turn. I mean, I feel like I've given you everything you need to know in order to implement the same process that I used to acquire 1,242 clients. So the question is, what else do you need to know? Now, I'm going to make another video here in just a few days. I'm going to see what reaction there is to this. And I want to see what questions this content that I'm laying out today raises. And I'll see if I need to dig deeper into the big concepts that I covered today, or if I can move forward to the next level of strategies and tactics that allowed me to acquire ideal clients so quickly. So if we're ready to move on, if we're ready to make forward progress with this content, then I'll share with you exactly what I did to change and adjust and improve the process that I just laid out along the way, so that my schedule was always filled with potential clients who wanted to come to my office and talk business. You know, I figure that if I lay everything out for you, that you'll help me make this course even better. I'm hoping that if I lay it all out there for you, that, I don't know, you'll reciprocate by commenting below and sharing little elements that occur to you that'll make this course excellent. Maybe you'll point out an important element of the strategy that I completely skipped over, or maybe you'll remind me of a really basic issue that I'd forgotten was a challenge for me in the early days. I don't know. I'm just hoping that you'll agree to get involved and help me identify things that are going to make this course excellent. I don't want this course to be just good. I want this course to be excellent.
I'll be back in a few days with the next video in the series. Now, make no mistake, I admire you for watching this and for wanting to figure out how to acquire clients quicker than you ever have before. I get it. Increasing the quantity and the quality and the pace of your client acquisition would have a significant positive impact on your business and your life. It could even be a complete game changer, depending on how fast you're acquiring new clients right now. And I acknowledge you for knowing that you still have more to discover about this business. You can have a major impact on the development of this course that I'm creating. Now, I'm going to spell out exactly the method that I use to acquire ideal clients so quickly without using any sales tactics or scripts or sales methods whatsoever. So, I encourage you to get involved and help me make sure that this course has everything in it that it needs to have. You know, after all these years of implementing my own method, I'm afraid that even I might take some of the basics for granted. And I don't want to leave anything out that a financial advisor might need or want to understand fully. Now, if you're a veteran advisor, please take a minute to help the next generation of financial advisors by making a comment below this video about what you wish somebody had told you or taken the time to teach you when it came to generating leads to potential clients. But if you're still actively acquiring clients, this is your chance to master lead generation. Do you currently have more leads to potential clients than you can handle, like I did? Or could your lead generation skills benefit from some improvement? So take a minute and tell me what you most want to learn how to do. Or maybe describe the obstacles that you're currently facing out there as you attempt to find leads to potential ideal clients. If I have a solution, I promise I'll add it to this course that I'm creating. And know this, most of my solutions to my biggest problems ended up being really simple strategies or workarounds. I think you'll be glad that you took the time to ask me. And no issue is too small. Don't forget, I've been working one-on-one with other financial advisors since 2002, and seldom a week goes by that I'm not asked a question about something that's so basic and so mundane that I had long forgotten what a problem it was for me at the time. But when I think about it, it was a huge issue to me at the time. I'd just forgotten about it. It's called the tyranny of knowledge, where you master a skill, which means that you have something that it was at one point very difficult or maybe even impossible for you to accomplish. But over time, with practice, something has now become very easy for you. But you forgot how hard it was at the beginning, or even what the specific frustrations used to be. So nothing's too small to share with me. If it's something you're struggling with when it comes to identifying and meeting leads to potential clients, then mention it to me below. I don't want to leave anything out of this course that I'm creating. So use the comments section below to tell me the one thing that you'd most like to know about how to acquire new clients quicker than you are right now. Take a minute and paint the picture for me about what your superhero self would look like if you were acquiring clients in the numbers and at the pace that you really want to. So what's the one thing that just has to be covered in a course like this that you would feel would knock down all the barriers for you and allow you to acquire the types of clients that you want at the pace that you need in order to accomplish all your goals? This is Mark Little of The Mark of Mastery, and I'll see you in a couple of days.